So my sister calls me up a few weeks ago and she tells me that she's had a spirit visitation in her home, and Nancy Guthrie has come to her in almost holographic form and given her some messages. And now I know that my sister is prone to seeing spirit. Absolutely. She's a medium. We're both mediums. We're psychic. We're twins too. In this video, she and I are going to be talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, because since Nancy just popped in and started telling her things, she has felt compelled to learn more about the case. She asked me to take a look at the tea leaves that she pulled the other night, and she wanted a neutral view. Now we've been reading tea leaves since we were 16, back in the day when they used to have tea houses in Toronto, and I just loved reading tea leaves. I had a taste of it when I went to get my own tea leaves read. So, and the rest is history. We used to practice on each other. In this video, I'm going to read the tea leaves. She's going to add her input as well. And we're just going to compare notes to see who sees what in the cup. What do you see in the cup? Maybe you'll see something in the cup. We're going to take a look. And here we go.
I'm also seeing dark beings. Like, there are some dark beings around this whole situation. God, I don't know. Like, this is so creepy looking. I've never seen so much darkness in a cup before.
Somebody's into music. There's no question about it. Either they know how to play piano, or they just like music, or they just play music loudly or something. You know how sometimes they'll just, whatever, they'll just play music loudly to drown things out.
Okay.
Do you see anything that looks like a dark-haired woman with two eyes and an open mouth?
And then stuff falling out of the mouth almost? Like,
yeah, I thought that's who you meant that you already saw.
Yeah, the one that's like lying on the ground. That's the one I'm seeing. Is that what you mean? Oh, yeah. I feel like she's totally wrapped. It looks like she's wrapped in plastic bags. Was there some kind of a necklace or something that was on her or missing or something?
Let's go up to where the pianos are. I feel whoever instigated this and said, hey, I want to do this, let's go hire some people to help me, has financial substance. So it could make me believe that this guy that you're seeing at the top that looks like he's leaning over something is like maybe he's planning this out on his little desk in the midst of his beautiful living room with the piano, because I feel like the guy has already had money, he's been around money, and I feel he was slighted away from money with, like, maybe not getting a promotion, maybe not getting a partnership, maybe not being able to invest in the company and you took somebody else's bid. Like something on a money level where someone kind of goes, I didn't get enough and I got to get it from over here now.
Interesting, because when I'm looking at this guy and the way he's standing, it's like I'm seeing like leather pants, and I'm seeing like literally a buffalo, giant buffalo. That makes me think of the West, right? It's the West. And I keep seeing this mermaid. So when I see mermaids, I usually equate it to something going on with Neptune. It's usually Neptunian. It could also be somebody who's a water sign. And I'm seeing that out of the woman who's fishing. So it's almost, and I'm seeing literally a skeleton clinging to her butt. Like, I'm literally seeing a dead, like, all of these people look like they're dead.
I believe that's with the murderers. That's why I think you're seeing this ghouly.
Oh yeah, no, I believe so too. I think I'm seeing aspects of their personalities around them. I'm seeing this really weird contorted face in there. And I'm just seeing a lot of ghoulish figures in here. Otherworldly, creepy. If there's a woman involved, is she married to one of the guys? But it's coming right out of Nancy's head. So it makes me wonder if, like, maybe in all the time that she was alone out, with them or whatever, she had to reflect, but maybe she was reflecting about things.
It is kind of creepy to see those bulging eyes. I saw them last night and I was like, I cannot believe I'm seeing those bulgy eyes. It's sad.
It's almost like they beat her. Like, I wonder if they beat her or something. Like, if one of them had a temper or something.
I hope not.
And also, I think the woman's Latino.
And what I believe happened from the words that came out in my mouth in the reading, something about the driver who did this, it said that he was part of a syndicate. So what does that mean when I say it to you? Syndicate.
Well, he could have just been in a gang.
Sometimes when people want to do crime, they put it on the black market that they need some people, and all of a sudden you're getting this driver for the mafia that can do your job tonight. So my feeling is, with these ghoulish dark that we're seeing in this cup, it would not surprise me if the guy that really hired this, hired people to do it, is just some sort of legit Caucasian guy that has a great job and seemingly great life and just wants more money, but hired, definitely Hispanic.
You know what's weird too is what I'm seeing is the Playboy bunny.
Where's that?
It's like where the necklace was. All of a sudden, I'm like part of the down below where the eye is. Like it's almost like if she was blindfolded and they covered her nose. I see the necklace on top of there. Oh God, this is so real looking. It just looks like the Playboy bunny. Maybe one of them's into porn. I'm also getting this sense of things being really wet for some reason, and I know it's in the desert, but it's like I wonder if they're just going about their business, like they're just going to go swim and I'm going to go have a swim now. And I've seen the mermaid twice, so I wonder if there was some kind of water.
Well, why is there a woman fishing? So maybe if we got water and if someone's fishing, there's water. If there's a mermaid, there's water.
I know, but it also, like, historically, when I see mermaids in cups, it sometimes has to do with Neptune and the way that people are delusional. And I think that this fishing thing, she doesn't really care.
It's funny you say that, but I actually felt that it could have been a woman that had somehow also been around Nancy. And I think it's the woman I'm seeing on the left side of the cup with the black hair, short hair. And I really still do think somehow one woman is involved in this. I really do.
I would agree. You know what I wonder? I wonder if she has some kind of healthcare background. I don't know why. I'm just getting some sense that she has one of those personalities that she can just put on a really good show and an ability to just yank your chain. And I think that's why we're seeing the fishing thing with the axe, because I think this had been planned for quite some time. I think they've been waiting and waiting and waiting to execute this plan. And I think that she might be just crazy enough to get away with that kind of nonsense. I'm also seeing that sense of Roadrunner in here too. At the top near the blue flower that's as part of the cup.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, almost like, and I'm also seeing this really weird looking bird in here.
That's what I'm seeing up in the same area?
Yeah, I'm seeing like a really weird bird.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's almost like from a theater or production.
I think that they kept her drugged for a good part of the time.
Yeah, that's what I see.
They didn't want her, whatever, they just shot her up. And that's why I wonder if this woman has some kind of a background in medicine. Maybe she PSW or one of those nurses, not a full-on nurse, but the other nurses. Like in the U.S., there's different kinds of nurses, like the LVNs. I feel like she may have some kind of an LVN background.
Oh, I can see why you're seeing the horses. Whoa. Okay, it makes me think that there's ranch style.
Exactly.
Ranch style desert area where she's buried. I get really dirty, grimy shack almost, to be honest, when I feel that wherever she was kept. And I could hear traffic that I felt like, I would agree. Like I think they took her to somewhere that was a bunch of cowboys on horses all of a sudden on the right side of the cup.
Yeah.
At the top. As if they're in shadow.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't think they might not necessarily be the perpetrators, but there's something around here for where we'd find her.
I'm also seeing a jaguar.
Where are you seeing jaguar?
I'm seeing it as part of like the shadow. Like if you see the horses at the very top and you just draw a line all the way down to the bottom.
Oh yeah, and it's looking up.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, yeah.
So that makes me wonder.
That's very Mexican as well. Like black jaguar especially, that is so Mexican.
Like I cannot believe how much of this body I'm seeing. So she was praying the whole time.
I can see why you're saying it's like Mary and Mother Jesus, because I can see him as a baby, like a young boy. As a young boy.
Yeah, she's holding him in her arms. Yeah, so I think that I think that she prayed to them. I think that she was desperate. I'm seeing like orange trees. I'm seeing this orange peel, and as soon as I look at it, I feel like I'm in an orchard or something. I don't know if there's any orange orchard. But God, this woman, she couldn't care less about her. I think she had a head injury. Oh my God, it looks like Nancy's profile. I wonder if she had a head injury and the blood dripped down. And then it's like I see her stretched out body, like folded her body to bury her, or folded. It's not like she's going to be laid out from head to toe properly. They've either bound her or something like that. God, there's so many like spirit beings in this. Usually when I see those images where it's the white, the cup is the face, and then there's other things that become the eyes, it usually makes me think, okay, these are spirits. Jesus, this looks so much like her. That she would have felt. Yeah, I just keep seeing needles and syringes too, by the way.
I know.
And whatever they gave her, I think she hallucinated.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think this is good at all.
I know, and I think she was dehydrated. I think they didn't count on her getting... Something that they were giving her was dehydrating her.
What do we know? Do you know anything about her husband that she married?
I think he's long deceased. I don't know. I don't know anything about her husband.
Because I just keep seeing this bride and groom standing above that part of the head where the eye is. And I'm seeing like a long train behind her, like a long, how they've got the wedding dress veil train that goes all the way back. I feel like there's some kind of a medallion or some kind of insignia or some kind of emblematic something that one of the people wears as either jewelry or something
insignia,
or they have it in their hand and they turn it over, etched or drawn. It's black. I can almost see it. It's just like he's carrying something. Did she ever have heart surgery?
I have no clue.
Yeah, because it makes me wonder if she'd had some kind of a surgery.
There's a real sophisticated dude that's always shown to me. I call him Perp 3. I think he was really the person that came up with some sort of, this is the plan. This is how we're going to do it. How the logistics were brought together.
I think she has a head injury. I think her whole skeletal is deformed now, unfortunately. Yeah.
I've had a flash where, I think wherever they took her, the woman was supposed to be more in charge of the body, though.
I think that she was supposed to keep Nancy calm. I think that they felt like, it's okay, I'll calm her down. I think she's a mastermind in whatever way. And I think it has to do with some kind of resentment or some kind of jealousy or some kind of thing where she just feels slighted. And
that's the thing, but I see it being the Perp 3 who's the male that got slighted. I agree, I'm seeing the woman that you're seeing. Like somehow she is involved.
Yeah.
And somehow she also could be the one that has some information. Maybe it starts with the dude, and he's crazy enough to mention it to her, that I want to hit the family, and she says, oh, let's hit the old lady. But I would agree, there's a woman involved here, and she was around the body. And I feel she was around the location that they took her. If she wasn't the one planning the entire thing, She was the one that was supposed, I would agree, that she was supposed to be in care of her during the holding zone. We got to hold her and return her. So you're going to do that. That I definitely feel is a woman. And I think this is the woman I'm seeing on the left side of the cup with the weird eye. That's what I think.
And you know what, too, is I see another woman below her. You know how there's that sort of orange kind of vertical thing going up and down?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As if that's someone's hair?
Okay, now what I'm seeing is, no, I'm not seeing that as hair. I'm seeing right below it, I'm seeing a partial, full face of a woman who has really dark hair and really curly. You know, like with curlers curling, not naturally curly, but it holds a curl. And I'm seeing her, and that also makes me think that it's, you know, it's a Latina woman that you just wouldn't expect to do this.
Yeah.
But people who know her know she's psycho. She's played a good game. Like she's like a bit of an actress, you know?
I would agree that, like, and she's the one that probably hasn't been charged with crimes and but has been around crimes. Like, oh my God, she's been around crimes.
But I feel like it's just a real narcissist turnoff, you know, meaning like I don't feel any emotion and this doesn't bother me.
Like, it's dreadful. It's dreadful. So she obviously went through way more than anyone could ever anticipate. I don't think it was deliberate that they were going to kill her. I think they really wanted the money.
And now it's like, what the hell? Like they can't get the money. They're not getting the money if she's not alive.
That's the whole thing, right?
Getting some kind of a thing about, like some kind of digestive or bowel issue. I don't know if she had any other health issues. Yeah, very dark, very dark. Then either she's alone or it's minimal
supervision.
Minimal supervision.
Exactly. And when I see that, it's a woman. It's a woman who's taking care of her there.
Yes, I would agree. I think that they use the woman because she could, like I said, she could put on the act. She could act very careful. Oh, it's okay. It's not going to be long. We're just going to this. I'm going to do that. And we need you to just do this. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like Nancy wouldn't cooperate with them at all. I think that she was just like, fuck you people. I'm not involved. Like, you're not getting my help to do this to me.
Well, or my family. That's how I see it too. And honestly, the weird thing is, I even wondered if she triggered her own death.
Well, this is what I'm wondering.
I wondered if that's what she was doing, that it ends here.
Or she tried to escape, or she tried to do something. I'm seeing one of those white metal doors similar to like at her front door, but different. Like I'm seeing it in white and I'm seeing the rust on it.
Whoever the woman is, the woman was at the burial. I'm just watching where we thought baby Jesus was looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's turned into the woman and she's wearing sunglasses and she's got dark hair and she was at the burial. So whoever was taking care of her in the home was also at the burial.
I just keep seeing her like folded up.
And do you think she's way in the ground or just surface and covered?
You know, I was feeling into that earlier because I thought, okay, like how stupid could they be to botch this up so thoroughly? You know? I mean, it just seems like, first of all, most 80-year-olds are on some kind of medication for their hearts, right? Probably. They've had some kind of heart issues, some kind of blood pressure issues, some kind of something issue. If things are going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong in your 80s.
I'm just saying that there was a woman at the site that was taking care of her body at the site. And my question was, is she in the ground or on the ground?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I just don't know why they would be stupid enough to bury her in the ground. I mean, if it went that badly, that quickly, and they weren't getting anything they were getting, why wouldn't they just go buy some chemicals and put her in a drum and let her body disappear? You know? But I mean, obviously, I'm seeing her, you know, like almost covered up in garbage bags, like very thoughtlessly. So, is she deep in the ground? I think they would just be so stupid if they didn't. You know what I mean? And maybe that's the part where I keep seeing this sense of the delusion, you know? They were deluded to think this could work. They were deluded to think they could get away with it. They were deluded to think that everything would go as planned. And they're deluded in thinking that they're not going to be able to find the body, right? So I think, and this is what I'm wondering too, about the guy that I saw who's got the foot problem or the leg problem or whatever problem. I'm thinking, okay, there's something that gets left behind. There's some kind, it's like they're just absent-minded or freaked out or angry. You know how people do things in rash situations? They're not thinking clearly. And I have to wonder if it's like, okay, they showed up with all this stuff, like, for instance, like the backpack, okay, you got everything you need in the backpack, okay, great. So you need this to tie her up, you need this to give her the drugs, you need this to immobilize her, but somehow somebody got sloppy, and there's something that is traceable back to that person that just got left behind, just dropped at the scene.
Well, maybe it's the woman's sunglasses. I'm seeing her in sunglasses and she's around the site. Yeah, and the thing is, this makes me believe that they're really not murderers, though, because they really don't know what to do with the body.
Yeah.
Like, they really don't. Like, they're more like, how can I take advantage of this? Can I make some money on this? I really don't think it was intended murder. Like, maybe she got out of hand and it was like maybe she started to die on her own and they were like, fucking, we can't have this take too long. If she's going to go, fucking make it happen now. Like,
well, this is the other thing, too. I wonder if she went on a hunger strike. I believe that she did not cooperate in any way. That's why there was blood in her house before she left. And she didn't want her kids to suffer. She was like, she's not paying a ransom on me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think she's very practical. So she wouldn't have been like, I'm not taking part in this. You're not doing this to me. This isn't happening.
Well, she definitely was kept drugged, though, you know.
Oh, I can see her having hallucinations because of it. And I think that, I think that that's where the dehydration came. Because she was like, no, I'm not eating a fucking thing. I'm not eating anything. Because it was like a doom and gloom situation to begin with. Because as organized as they seem to have been, they weren't organized enough.
I think is when she's in the hold-up house under the care of that woman. Something goes wrong there. Maybe the guys go off to work, come home, and discover we're really mad about this. We don't want it dragging on. How fast are we seeing money? And I still kind of say, like the way what she's shown me that's happened in the house, they are on communications in the house before they even take her, okay? Because they're talking logistics and they're ordering the car to come.
Seeing her hands bound behind her back.
During that time.
Well, I'm just all of a sudden seeing them. So maybe it's because you're talking about it. It's bringing me the vision. I'm not really sure, but I'm just seeing it. And I'm seeing it in the way that I'm seeing her body. So I think that they had her bound after she tried to escape or something. I think they totally underestimated her. You think, okay, an 85-year-old, okay, she's not going to this or not going to be that. But, in life and death situations with adrenaline, all kinds of things can happen.
Is the communications dude that I see that is somehow connected to Michael, I see him as being highly intelligent. Highly. But for him to do this, He was not the
But
one
he's
around.
the guy that doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying. He's never been around the body. He was smart enough not to be seen. It only went bad in the hold-up homes. Was like it may as well have been like quiet military. Like it went off logistically perfect. Camera, and it's like, why did he need to think that he needed foliage to cover that camera? Why didn't you just bring a screwdriver and destroy it? Whoever took care of the body from the time it was delivered to wherever they wanted it to be held, that's where I think, like, look out.
You know what else I'm seeing or getting a sense of is that, okay, I know that they were masked to get to her house, but I also wonder if they did other things to disguise their features. You know how makeup artists will, like, okay, I'm going to put a mustache on and I'm going to this and I'm going to... I think that they changed their physical appearance when they were around either the neighborhood or around her. You know, like, I think, like, I'm almost seeing, what do they call those, prosthesis or whatever I'm hearing that word.
I say, look at the door camera person. Consider that it might be a female who has been rearranged.
But no, I think she did. I think she changed. Like I said, I think she's literally, whoever this is, she's totally gangster. But she presents, like, I think she's pretty. I think she's used her sexuality to get things out of people.
And honestly, I see it that she has this quiet authority where you just believe her, and it's also something about her eyes.
Oh, absolutely. I would agree. Yeah, I would totally agree.
But I would agree. I've seen a female. I think one of the crew is a female. I still say the guys who ran the operation at the house, they did a lot of things right.
And I don't think she's very tall. I don't think she's very tall at all.
Older people start to shrink.
No, I mean this woman, the perpetrator.
Oh, maybe it's his girlfriend that put him up.
But yeah, I think that Nancy was like, yeah, I'm not playing this game. I've lived a good life. I've got great kids.
You know, I swear to God, I have not released that myself, but that is what I even wondered if that's what she did with her hand.
I don't know about that.
When I was channeling, I was seeing it frame by frame as things were happening. When she really did get home, and I was asking, like, did she really get home? And did she really go in? And did she, like, you know, show me all of this stuff? Well, I swear, even when she went through the door from the garage into whatever house she's in there, I could even hear click, 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 as if there's something that she's turning on, like it was just so wild. I could just hear it in my head going click, 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 click. So it's almost like she's either turning on the lights or doing this or doing that with switches. It sounded like switches going, and then she just goes ahead to the kitchen. And what I think is happening is, like, they were waiting outside to make sure that she wasn't truly near a door. You don't want to catch her when she's near her own back door, because then she could scream and the back neighbor could hear her. I could see exactly how they were thinking about, how do we really get her without an issue? They were even thinking that. I swear to God, they were in the back watching as the lights, you know, traveled in the home. Oh, look, that must be bathroom. Like, it's almost as if they knew that part of the house. I'm telling you, they actually knew that part of the house very well somehow. And she claims she could hear them speaking in the kitchen. And I was told the other night that she was alerted to them in the house because all of a sudden she heard a creaking door. You're right. Like, some people did think the front door dude might have boxing in his background one way or another.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you know, and when you think about it, if something went wrong and something went hairy, you know, and one of them was a loose cannon and it got violent, and he had a boxing background, it
would only take one punch.
Oh, it would take one punch and she'd be done.
Yeah. Yep.
I think she did not cooperate with them. I think, and I don't know if she's feisty like that. You know how some people are just like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll do what I'm told. I mean, drugs do make you do crazy things. I believe that she was getting visitations. I believe that she was seeing spirit that whole time, and I think her husband was with her through that whole time. I mean, Mary's there, Jesus is there, she would have been praying. So I think that, I think that if she would have run the ratios, she would have been like, you're not getting millions from my family. They work hard for their money. I think she would have defended them, and she's a mama bear. She would have, and I did see a bear in there earlier. I was like, oh, it's almost like a teddy bear, but I was like, oh, shoot, no, she's mama bear. So she's going to protect. She's going to create as much immunity between her and her family as possible, and I think she really gave. I think she went on a hunger strike. I think she tried to escape. I think that they just had no idea what they were getting themselves into. I mean, that's their naivety. So even if they came back from, I don't know. I mean, this is like it was like one gangster, some normal people, and they all just got talked into this nonsense because they all had their underlying greed and their underlying motivations to do other things, And this girl, how some people can just talk you into crazy stuff and you go along with it? Yep. I think that was it. She's like, no big deal. Let's do it this way. It's no big deal. Don't be an idiot, And she probably, she probably used her own psycho approach to things. And, if there were any established relationships between those people, then she would have cashed in on that kind of control, and manipulation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very crazy. I know. And I would agree, rather dark. Rather dark.
Oh, the amount of dark entities around some of those people, like Grim Reaper, geez, but somebody left something at this, I just know it. Somebody left something. They were sloppy. They left something at the scene. And you know what, too, is I was seeing ducks, I saw a duck's beak, the bill of a duck, chicks, like chickens, how chickens have those beaks. It makes me wonder if somehow somebody's got a ranch, and they've got some chickens, and there's some water, some body of water around this event, this situation. Are there any touristy reservoirs around there? I don't know. I have no idea what that part of Arizona is like, actually, so I don't really know.
It's over where her body is buried.
Well, this is why I'm wondering if there's some, ducks can be in water in the smallest puddle, right? And then they go and it's almost like hide in plain sight, I've had that feeling when I feel into the location. I'm like, hide in plain sight. They look like normal people doing normal things. I don't know how they got her in there or when, you know what I mean? They had her wrapped up. They had her contained. I don't know how they did it. They had their own, masks on or masquerade. Yeah.
A lot of people can fold you into a bin, unfortunately, like a plastic Walmart bin for anything.
Oh, yeah, no, I see. For sure she was either handcuffed or zip-tied at the back. I feel that
I saw zip ties. I saw zip ties when she's held in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Around wrists and ankles.
Right. Yeah. Wow. What a trip. I saw the piano twice, right? So what happens, what does it mean when you see a similar image twice in a cup? It's a repetitive thing to me. I mean, it just is like, okay, it's not just like a one-off where you're going to watch somebody play piano. It's literally somebody is into the piano. So if that's the case, maybe it is like a long-standing thing. Maybe she liked animals. Maybe that's why I'm seeing so much wildlife in the cup. There would have been a lot. I imagine there would be a lot of wildlife going through that backyard anyway, desert wildlife. Funny, because I'm getting the impression that somebody has a tattoo. Like when I'm looking at this guy who's a little more sophisticated with the piano and the buffalo and whatever all that means. I'm seeing like a cross. And then I'm seeing this part of the arm that's kind of covered over. It makes me wonder, they had a tattoo that they didn't like or something. You know, it sounds funny, but it's like, I wonder if they did some kind of tattoo removal or something stupid like that. You know, some people get their tattoos removed. Okay, and I'm also seeing a gun. I'm also seeing a gun in this guy's hand now that I'm looking at it closer.
So the gun, I feel, was just to make sure she gets subdued long enough for someone to inject her. Because as long as they have her injected, she can't scream.
I just keep seeing all of these, like, really horrible skull people. What do they call them in Mexico? Day of the Dead?
Katrinas?
Yeah, I'm seeing the Katrinas.
The women?
Yeah, but I also think they're haunted. Haunted, you know? Like, I think they've got their own, they've got a lot of demons around them. I feel like one of them, I wonder if one of them smokes. But yeah, I just keep seeing masks, and I mean, I know that they have the balaclava, but I'm talking, like, it just seems like they're just masks. It's like, it's almost like if you lined them all up in a room, you know, if you lined them up with 10 other people, you'd suspect all the innocent ones before you'd suspect these people. So it's really, yeah, I think they got in over their heads. I think they just had no idea. They just figured old lady is going to be easy. You know, how hard could it be? And they just didn't know what they just didn't know what they were, more than what they bargained for. Style. No conscience, these people. Like, they're just not right in the head. They just don't, I mean, they may look normal and they may know how to, well enough to act normal, but they are not normal. Not normal at all. But I really think, yeah, I think she just really gave them a run for their money, too. This isn't happening. No way. Because, I mean, think about it. She'd be there, she'd be like, oh, this isn't going well. You know what I mean? Like, who releases the kidnapped? Like, how many kidnapping stories do you hear where they paid the ransom and got the person back?
I know, hey?
And Nancy wasn't dumb. Like, I think she was, like, her faculties were there, sized up the situation very quickly, and I think she just had I think she had a lot of spirit around her anyway. I think she believed in it. I think she believed in the power of it.
Well, one of the things she showed me was she wanted to die in her own home. I think her not wanting to go with them started immediately, even if they were trying to drug her. So,
yeah.
It's very possible, but, like, he even hit her then.
I feel like the blood came out of the nose, too. Although I did see, I remember tuning in very quickly for a minute, and I could see blood dripping down her hand, you know? So maybe there were multiple injuries here.
She showed me her hand. Whatever happened with them trying to sedate her, she was punctured anyway, one way or another. And I mean, how many times did they try to sedate her in the time that they had her? Could have happened any one of the times. But, yeah, what she said to me was she could see that they were like, oh my God. Like, she could see that, oh my God, they're going to take me? I always wanted to die in my own home.
I wonder if they use chloroform to just, like, neutralize her quickly.
It was still very well orchestrated at the house, man. They got away with it there. Like, with barely a trace. So,
But they planned it for weeks ahead of time, right? Like, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ahead of time.
They were checking out the property weeks before.
Right. I mean, in a funny way, that's the easy part. I just don't think they thought out the keeping her part very well.
Or they trusted the chick and it was too big for her.
Well, this is it. She was delusional to begin with, right? So, I mean, like I said, it was a sales pitch that she gave them. And they just got, whatever, manipulated into it, talked into it. You know, how some people will just harp on something for so long. People will just go, okay, whatever, okay, fine, I'll do it. I'm trying to see if, like, did they all know each other very well, or was this sort of like dial a criminal? You know what I mean?
At least two people that know each other very well.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like two of them do, and then everything else is just like, okay, we need this to do this, and we need him to do this, and we need you to do this, and
Yeah, and they have their
Seems
specific tasks.
Did you get anything off of the soft dirt? Because I'm seeing the leaves. I know, I can see a hummingbird, and I can see some writing. I can see some written scripting. I think she was out of her body, Nancy. I think that's why I'm seeing this image of her in the white, looking at her, looking at her down below.
There's a part where it looks like she's encapsulated in like a cloud aura. Well, that could also be when she died. Like, that really is her spirit.
Not in pain anymore.
And we sent you another side of the cup. I can see the person with the cane.
Oh, okay. So this.
The top right-hand
really?
corner, when it was fresh on Thursday, that looked as if there was a woman encapsulated by an aura cloud. Like your own aura, like looking like your own spirit.
I think they just threw her in a room and said, okay, whatever. I don't think they made many plans for, okay, she's going to be here and she's going to sleep here and it's going to take 4 days and we're going to get the money and then we're going to drop her off in the wilderness and there you go, And I think that's why they kept her blind. I think they kept her blindfolded. I think that they changed their faces so they didn't have to have the mask on and they still wouldn't be recognized, right? So either there were wigs or there were just something. It was a bit of a charade, basically.
Exactly.
Not good. Prayed the whole time she was there. Image of a fireman in here, too. A lot of dark, creepy creatures. And you had seen that yellow up at the top right. Do you see the woman in yellow sitting with something in her arm?
Yep. And it looks like there's a bed. Don't you think that could be a bed with someone lying in it?
Right behind her, you mean?
Yeah. And don't you think the guy in front of her looks like he's in a boxing pose? Who knows, but makes you wonder.
Or could there have been some kind of an incident with the firefighters in the area? I'm also seeing a rook, like a chess-playing rook there. So, like the knight, or whatever they call them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a horse.
Yeah.
It's a horse head chess piece.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so the strategy, so they were, maybe they were just strategizing a lot. Like, her jaw kept dropping, I was like, what is up with this jaw dropping? And then I'm looking at one of these images in the bottom of the cup, where I'm, like, below where I'm seeing the Roadrunner, and I'm seeing a similar thing, almost like I'm looking at the jaw, like the bone of the jaw, like the jawbone. Jawbone is separated from the skull.
Also in desert heat, how much faster are you decomposing?
It feels like something reddish orange made out of some kind of, is tarpaulin tarpaulin? Is that
Tarpaulin?
like a fabric?
Tarpaulin?
Hmm?
Tarpaulin?
Yeah, what is that? Isn't it fabric of some kind?
Well, it could be just a type of tarp.
Reddish orange made out of some kind of, is tarpaulin a tarpaulin? Is that
Tarpaulin?
like a fabric?
Tarpaulin?
Hmm? I just think there's going to be, and I do see that prairie dog too. I see the prairie dog and I see the Roadrunner and I see the crows. So the birds are already cycling around. It's almost like they put something there to mark the grave too.
I wonder why.
So that they could go check on it. I feel like they're going, God, are they going back there to check? Yeah, I think they're just, and you know what I just keep seeing over and over again is this scrawny cat, very unhealthy looking. Just every once in a while I see this cat just hover around. And maybe that was at the beginning where they thought it was going to work out well. I think one of them is a haunt. Like, I heard that before, but I almost get the sense that one of them, it was just too much for them. Like, it wasn't the way they thought it was going to go, the way they didn't want it to go. And now they're just like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, oh my God. Like, they're just sort of tortured because of it.
Thanks for coming into my channel.